Welcome to GrowthArtic. Welcome to our next podcast today, all about branding. Is it brilliant or bullshit for startups? Let's talk about that today. So, in your opinion, what's branding?
Yeah. So you're always doing the introduction, right? So I'm always the first who has to answer. It's pretty hard. So branding, yeah, there's often the question, we're a startup or just having an idea. So what means branding? I would say, I know it from my own experience, and our GrowthArtic.com thing maybe is a good example or a bad example. We don't know so far. Is in terms of the name of your idea, your company or your website. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be number one. And I think we have something in common. So we both are totally domain addicted. Yeah. So we're always starting with buying this domain shit.
It's so stupid.
And having a look, where is the handle and all the social media handles and so on. So starting with, so what's the name? And GrowthArtic was one of our examples. Yeah. For sure there was no other, so it was free, because maybe it's a stupid idea or not.
We shall see. I rebranded my meetup series 2 times already. Yeah. So we both have made some different changes, like in our thinking about branding over the years. I heard an interesting definition. What do you think about this one? Branding is what people think about your brand when you're out of the door, like about your company, or about you as a person. Like the Hendrik Lennarz brand is, what do people associate with you? What emotions come up? What topics? What intensity of emotions as well? That is how strong your brand is, or how weak, or how even harmful your brand is. I'm working with lots of insurance companies that now have a really big branding problem because they are associated with super annoying salespeople. And they killed their own brands over years and years and years. And now they're trying to be friendly, subtly, and helpful, and that is and that is very commendable. But the question is, should you do that under the same brand, or should you start a new one? What do you think about that?
So it's not the question of branding for startups, but I think to try to be consistent I think it's right, and it's the right behavior. But even if you're a startup, it's not that hard, because you never know where you will come out, right? So you start with one idea, and then after 3 months of pivoting and trying, maybe you have another target group, or you have to change your product features in comparison to what was your first idea. So maybe my recommendation would be, in the beginning phase of a new. So for startups, and maybe for corporates as well, in the beginning phase of an idea where you start experimenting, don't think too much about branding. Focus on getting your first customers. So
that is the big challenge.
That's a challenge.
When should you start to brand? And I would say 5 years ago, I would have said, don't give a fuck about branding. Just buy some domain and see if there is some traction. And like in 10%, I'm still of that opinion, 10 to 20% today. Because most people get stuck in the branding process instead of talking with customers.
That's it.
Right? But today, as a more experienced entrepreneur, I have the problem that most of the time I should say no to new projects. And not yes. And if I say yes, it needs to be a project that is so important to me because it's going to take something else away, that it's always worth to think about branding from the very beginning. Because when I love this new project so much, why shouldn't I at least invest in the basics of branding? What do you think about that?
I think you should invest, but in the end, it's often it's more a question of timing and investing in resources. So if you have all of your time. So then I would say always invest in branding to get a nice name, to get the right domains, to get a logo, to
social media handles,
to all the social media handles, to get maybe something like a basic corporate identity instead of just buying the free work or downloading the free WordPress template XYZ or something. Yeah, if you have the time, please do so. But I would say the most of the ideas for startups and corporates as well, they don't have the time. Just have a look if there's some traction outside. Where are the first visitors? Where are the first customers? And from my point of view, if for the question when to start, is there comes a feeling up. So it's a question of experience. I think so for my entrepreneurship journey, the feeling comes up when you have to start. If there comes the first customer request, doesn't fit, which doesn't fit to your branding, what you think, what is your branding, if you're really small, then you have to think about branding. It doesn't fit to my brand, it's something different. So for me, maybe one example was, I started with growth hacking, and then I would say after 3 or 4 months, there came the first request for doing leadership workshops, because I have a leadership career behind me. And then I thought, okay, sure, I can do this because it's really cool and I love to talk about my leadership stuff. But where does it fit to my growth hacking story? So I found a solution. I can explain later. But
so you're unhappy with the brand you have built? Yes. Like, which brand are you talking about?
So I have a website for I think 6 or 7 years. It's called Lennarz Consulting. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain why I'm not happy with this because Lennarz Consulting is not. So there's my last name, Lennarz. Okay, that's easy. But consulting. So first point is I tell everybody I'm not a consultant. Today I'm not a consultant.
Me too, but we are.
We are. But that's not branding. Maybe that's more positioning.
Yeah.
I don't want to be positioned as a consulting.
Same here.
Today I say it's more coaching. Yeah. Maybe in the end it's the same. But I'm not happy with Lennarz -consulting.de. Yeah. That's like. Yeah, I'm not happy with the minus because it's too complicated. If I have to explain my email address, it's Hendrik with K at Lennarz with double N and only Z -consulting.de. What the fuck?
Yeah. So where would you like to move it to?
So that's my first point of my branding, where I say that's maybe like me if you want to book me as a keynote speaker or something. Yeah. And then I started a project, and that's called the Growth Hacking Academy. Yeah. And I would say the Growth Hacking Academy describes more what it is, because I have a Growth Hacking Academy for online course, for boot camps and workshops. But in the end, growthhackingacademy.de, in one single word, Growth Hacking Academy is maybe 5 meters long. Yeah, in Germany nobody can
growth.
There's growth, and then H. There are double H. Yeah. Growth hacking. Everybody's missing the second H. Yeah. And then it's .de. So we are talking English here. I would say 50% of my workshops and bootcamps is in English. So why did I buy the DE?
So where would you like to lead it? What would be like your ideal outcome?
The idea
if you could restart
now. If I could restart, I would buy growthhacking.com. Why are you laughing?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. I would buy growthhacking.com. Yeah. And there is a home for everything.
I think there is. I don't like descriptive things anymore. The fun thing about this stupid word GrowthArtic is that we now have the chance to create like a unique word that is being searched. Yeah, and we are both using it in the workshops. It's like a hashtag. Yeah, it is very brandable. Even if you would say, let's make a growth agency that is called like Growth Ninjas or whatever. This would even still be more brandable. when I started my meetup, and this is where I come to my 2 fuck-ups, is, can you hand me this blue book over there?
There are 2.
The light blue one. The first name of my meetup was Traction and Growth Meetup.
All right.
Inspired by this book, Traction by Gabriel Weinberg. The book I have most recommended, most read, most given away to people, because it's like the 20% you need to know about every marketing channel for startups that leads you to the 80% of the output of the channel, with good best practice examples, a good framework, everything. But traction and growth was really difficult to pronounce. So at the end, like, would you use the hashtag traction and growth cologne? No, it's way too long. So everybody just used growth CGN, yeah, for cologne. It's
and
cologne
CGN was complicated already.
CGN was already complicated, yeah.
I remember.
So then we renamed it half a year later to Growth CGN, and the idea was, come on, we can do Growth CGN, we can do Growth Munich, Growth Berlin, Growth Frankfurt, Growth Hamburg. If I wanted to expand this brand, it was nice, yeah. So and it even happened in this time. Another meetup, like they talked to me if that's okay for me, if they call it Growth Bonn. And on this Wednesday, I'm speaker at the Growth Bonn meetup. And there is a Growth Düsseldorf meetup now. So this worked. But after a while, I felt, even this Growth Cologne, I cannot internationalize this. At least I need a unified brand above that to go international. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not to, I don't want to be the city hopping guy. I don't want to be the next startup weekend. Mm-hmm. If I wanted to be that would be all right. Yeah, but I don't. So I changed it to Pirate Skills, and I thought long and hard about that. It was almost growth skills. Mm-hmm. And I talked to the people from the Pirate Summit, who I'm very close friends with, if they wouldn't mind if I have the word pirate. I mean, they don't have a monopoly on the word pirate, but here in Cologne, they're very much associated with it. And even I am very much associated with them because I helped out a few years. So it turned out to be Pirate Skills, and I could not be happier today. This wording gives if you're not from the scene, you have to explain it. That is right. That is the kind of bad thing about it, but it makes it unique. Every domain was free. Every social media handle except one was free, and I could build stories around this. I got influenced by this book called Building a Storybrand, yeah, by Dan Miller. And I'm a performance guy. I'm not a storytelling, emotional juju guy. That was always too soft for me. But
that's the reason why we're making a podcast.
Yeah, that's. And this book actually gave me the framework to think about it. Yeah, to think about branding, to think about storytelling in a right way. And to me, like this core story, what is your business about? For whom? How does it help? That is to me the core of the brand now. Mm-hmm. And that is something I would invest some mental time at the very beginning. Like Pirate Skills has the story of giving entrepreneurs a better fighting chance. Yeah, in a very competitive market. Mm-hmm. And that's what I wish at some point, if I leave the room, people are going to talk about, dude, go to that meeting, you're going to have a better fighting chance with your awesome product, but you need the marketing skills. So go to the Pirate Skills meetup, listen to that stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I'm with you. I wouldn't invest too much in the logo in the beginning and all that kind of stuff, but in the core story, that I'm absolutely willing to change with the change of audience and deeper insight into the audience. Yeah, but the basics, the heart of it, I want to be very much aligned with that as a person as well.
So I would always take the question, okay, which value do you offer to your customers? So that's always good to have an answer for that, for your landing page and so on. But in the end, that will help out to find the brand name or something like this.
Can we fix the video?
The battery problem?
Can we fix the video really quick? So the audio is still running, so that That shouldn't be too bad.
So what is the customer value? And I would say, so you said that one question. You said all the Twitter social media handles and so were available, except what? What did you do? Did you buy it or?
No, I tried.
There's always a question.
I tried to contact the person.
Okay. So was it domain or?
No, it was an Instagram.
Instagram handle.
I'm on Instagram. I'm at pirate_skills instead of at pirate_skills.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I decided that so many influencers on Instagram have so many shitty handles, like with 2 underscores at the end. And it didn't keep those girls from having 1 million followers. So stop nagging around that, Ben, and just go for it.
For me, for Instagram, I had all my Twitter handles is just at Lennarz and Facebook as well. And then when I started Instagram, it was not available anymore. There I have Hendrik H. Lennarz. I think it's so stupid to have an exception like this, but in the end, I would say nobody cares.
Nobody cares. That's right.
Yeah. So
that's right. With GrowthArtic, we were also very. We were not lucky. We just picked a super unique, stupid name.
But there's maybe one more question we have to solve. I remember you asked me in the beginning: should we start to have an own Facebook fan page?
Yeah.
Remember? And I answered really quick.
No.
I said no, because we have so many fan pages for Pirate Skills. I have one for Growth Hacking Academy, and we have our own social media profiles. So maybe that's some weeks ago. Do you still think it's the right idea?
No,
not to have an own place to.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a good idea back then. And of course, I grabbed already all the handles, so we don't run the risk of somebody else grabbing the handle. But we have decided not to go active there. Yeah. So the main thing I think why this is now becoming a relevant thing now is that we now have like 8-9 episodes out. Yeah. We have a substantial amount of content, and maybe like 3 of them that we are already pretty proud of. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mm-hmm. Like the last one about solo and team. Do you have another favorite one you would recommend to start?
The first one.
The very first one, yeah.
Not because it was the best one, but it was the first one.
Yeah.
So about idea validation and...
Just get over the bad audio.
That's the best story I have to tell. Honestly.
Yeah, that's true. So start with those. And now we should think about pushing it as its own brand. Yeah. Yeah, and that would mean even like to put like $5 per day on Facebook ads on it.
I totally agree, but in the end, to have a domain, that's always my first thing. Yeah. To have a website there, that means in the end for us always to have this call to action, not to say SoundCloud or whatever. You find everything on GrowthArtic.com. Yeah. I think that's important. That's really important, and then you can start out. And if you say as a Facebook expert now, to say, okay, if we want to start doing Facebook ads, I would totally agree. Then this would be the point to have an own Facebook fan page. But for not before. Yeah. So, and should we do this now?
I think we should do it, and we should take the next episode to talk about all kinds of social ads, like next level Facebook ads, YouTube, Instagram, whatever we like. Mm-hmm. We hope you're interested in that as well. You found this story helpful about branding today, and we can really recommend those books. Yeah. Here, the Storybrand and the Traction book. Any last words from you?
If you have ideas how you can help us out with our brands, maybe for me in this challenge of Growth Hacking Academy and so on, please just make a comment or drop an email or something. Oh yeah, and we are taking suggestions for the GrowthArtic logo. Yeah. Is it maybe a branding topic, logo? Yeah. So a good idea to mention that. The how we did the GrowthArtic logo was just to go into canva.com and pick something square like a CD cover and change 2 words. That's it so far. So we are very open to your suggestions, how you make a great logo for GrowthArtic. Thanks a lot today. Thanks so much. See you on growthartic.com and YouTube and iTunes and Stitcher. And SoundCloud. And SoundCloud. And Spotify. Subscribe. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.